Gamble's comments. Catching up, I think, with a stable that's doing an awesome job. Little numbers. Juanita Breen firstly joins me. Great to see you in the hero shirt too. You're doing the right thing, although you can't actually see it on the footage. Sorry, Tanya. I've cut half of that out, but that's okay. Stable is on fire, Neats.
Yeah, they're going really good.
They are terrific. You can sell them up. I'll let you. Better half has been doing he's been doing a great job on Twitter, and rightfully so, because I think you only train half a dozen horses, and you got 2 horses in Group 1 finals.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Yeah.
It's very huge. I think it's a great story for what you guys have been trying to achieve. Thought we'd catch up quickly just with a couple of your runners last night, and then perhaps have a little bit more of an in-depth chat. But Louisiana Joe, the daughter of Roll with Joe, she's got a great record. 9 starts for 4 wins. Flies well and truly under the radar for what a lot of people probably expect of her. They probably just say she's a nice little horse, but she's only had 9 starts.
Yeah, she didn't start racing until earlier this year amongst COVID and restrictions and things. But yeah, she's done a good job.
She's an interesting horse. She loves finding the line, doesn't she?
She does. She tries really hard. Yeah.
I was watching. I was watching Shepparton on the 26th when she won, and you pulled out in front of Dave Miles, and you all actually lost half a length when you pulled out on her. She just sort of lost her way a little bit, and I'm thinking, oh, neat, so they're not going to be happy with you. You've blocked the train. And then she ended up winning the rest, and the rest couldn't keep up with you.
Yeah, she just needed her ears out, and she was off.
Yeah, she's just a strange horse, but she is definitely getting better. Last night she was. Yeah. Last night she was awesome. She was a lot more switched on, posied up good for you out of the gate. That made the world a difference. You went to the outside at the top of the straight, which probably brought about your detriment, because at that same time Jason Lee just moved up that little bit, and it just got a little bit tight at the wrong stage. But the reason was to get on before the sprint lane.
Yeah, well, I thought I can get out several strides before the sprint lane, because that sprint lane cuts in quite late at Melton. I thought, well, I've got momentum here now. I'll get going while the going's good. But she also did get a little bit lost when she came out.
But then, like a couple of the other horses actually got past her. But then on the line, she came back and beat just about all of them home. And she was just terrific that last little bit, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. Look, the winner and the second horse, take nothing away from them. They both went super, but they just had that little bit of momentum that we didn't have.
Yeah, and that's one of the keys to her. Just here on the footage now, Neats, you're about to get out, as you can see, you're about 50 metres prior to the sprint lane coming. People say, why do you do that? But horses naturally roll out a little bit easier than they do in as well. And an inexperienced horse like she is, she probably hasn't been to the sprint lane too many times.
I think the first start, I think she went on the sprint lane. But yeah, she was inexperienced enough just to come out through that gap.
Yeah, absolutely. She did a very good job. She didn't draw the greatest in in the heats in a way. She's drawn 3, but 3 can be a tricky sort of draw from time to time, can't it? It's one of those ones that can bring about. Well, she's drawn 4 effectively on paper, but with the emergency drawing 2, it can be a little bit tricky, that barrier draw.
Yeah, it can be, but we've made the final, so we're in with a chance.
You're underselling yourself a bit, Neats. You know that, don't you?
Well, you've got to be glad to be there.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you've got every right to be glad you're there, because this filly has done a great job, just not only for representing your stables, but to make a Group 1 final in itself. But she's earned her right to get there as well, because you did do a little bit of work out of the gate as well, didn't you?
Yeah, she did. I was really happy with her last night, and particularly the way in which she raced. She just showed that she's starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah, and raced very, very tractably indeed. Your other horse, exactly. The other horse that's made the final, Golden. I'm going to get its name wrong because I haven't actually got my computer. Is it Golden Sands?
Sunset.
Golden Sunset. Golden Sands was close. This is another good little story. This filly, she is very inexperienced in her racing life. She's only had the 3 starts, I think. Is that right?
Yeah. very inexperienced in life in general.
Yeah, yeah. But she really put the writing on the wall 2 starts ago at her first start at Maryborough. I didn't see a Cobram run. What happened there?
She ended up at the tail of the field from the OD barrier, and then when we went 3 wide at the 1200, everybody went in front of her.
Okay, so just took a while to get in.
We had a lot of traffic to get through to get up there.
Yeah, she is an inexperienced filly, but she does a good job. There's a few things in this race happening, but early on she was she was OD because of her first start, but just here going out of the mobile when they let them go, you were quite happy to poke through. You had a lot of confidence in the horse early on in this race.
Well, she felt good. She was trotting good, and I thought there was a gap there to sort of head through and get past some of the traffic, because there was going to be a little bit of traffic in that race. And I just thought, well, she's trotting good, rather than pull her head off, we'll keep her comfortable and see where we can end up.
Does she get pulling?
She can be a bit strong, but I didn't want to, get in a big fight with her. I try and keep her happy, because she is a quirky little critter, and just try to keep her happy and trotting well and work the rest of it out from there.
You've slotted in here down the back straight, and she's just trotting lovely. Looking at her, she's just going. You're about half a length off the horse in front of you, the horse of Ainsworth's, and everything's going good. How are your confidence levels, like getting her in the middle of the field for once and, trotting along? Were you comfortable with her?
Yeah, not really happy with her, probably until we came to the bell, and then I was travelling probably too well, and I thought, if I don't get going here in a minute, I'm going to run up some bums and I'll be in trouble.
And so that was a reason for getting going. You're actually pulling out right now on the video. That's why you decided to get going when you did, because I wasn't sure if Jack McNamara had sort of half got going or not, but once you pulled her out, she was there to race, wasn't she?
She was off. Yeah.
You can say that. I was trying to be nice. But you're not bustling her, you're not fighting her, and she's just bowled out there going running, isn't she?
She's actually got a pretty high cruising speed, and she's happy to roll along, and you don't really realise you're doing it. They've gone 28 down the back, and it felt like 32.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Maddie Craven's horse, Queen of Crime, it can run along at the best of times, and it just looks like you still, may have just got a bit of a gap on some slow horses, but it wasn't that at all. You went down the back in 28.5. That's why quite a few out the back couldn't keep up with this. Lockie McIntosh said it's a war. It was an interesting war, because Maddie Craven just started jigging and jagging at his horse. You're just sitting there smoking the cherry. You're having a ball.
I just wanted to trot. It's a lot easier to win if you're still trotting.
But she doesn't, I don't want to moz you for your final, but she looks, once she's in her action, she looks very, very comfortable in it.
Yeah, she was a very natural filly right from when we broke her in. You spend all your time with a baby trotter trying to teach them rhythm and how to find their rhythm, and she just had it. Everything you did with her, she just got it.
How did you come to get her, Neats?
We actually broke her in when she was 2 for Bill Morgan. Bill's had some health issues and needed a bit of a hand with a few, so I think I picked probably 3 up that day, and she was one of them. Her and her sister Golden Spurs, and broke her in, and she had a little break and another few weeks' work, and went home to Bill's for a little while. And he's still not well, so we picked her up earlier this year with another one of her sisters, and put some work into her, and she went straight to the trials pretty much off that one good preparation, qualified, and then we tipped her out for a little break, because although she qualified and she did everything right, she had no idea what she was doing, and she just wasn't ready to race her. I thought, well, she's earned a little bit of a break and see what happens. I didn't want to sort of race her for the sake of it. And also with COVID, she was going to be 3 for a bit longer. So we decided that we'd give her a bit of a break and see what happened. And it turned out it paid off. She came back, and you could even tell just working up early in her preparation that she was starting to get the hang of, wanting to race, and worked out what she was there for.
She worked it out. And she's all racehorse. I froze the video above here just as she's hitting the line, and you're just sitting there. I mean, she does it all herself, doesn't she? Which is, she's got Sundon in her. She's what is she by?
Yeah, that's London mare,
She's
Golden Mahini.
and she's by Sky Valley, hence the reason I got the Elder Park hat and sign up. Duncan will tell me right off for that, and they're flying. Sky Valley fillies, they are low flying at the minute. They're doing everything. That's best value stallion going around, I think. Effectively, you're saying she's done this off basically 1.5 preps. We'll really say, because she's only halfway into this one. So she had one semi decent prep, then a little spell, and then this is the half, if you like.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is pretty scary, isn't it?
It is a bit. To think that a horse that's had that much practice is in a Group 1 next week. But anyway, she doesn't know it's a Group 1. We'll just treat it like it's another night at the Shep Trials and concentrate on trotting.
I was going to say, one of the big things that people don't factor in, especially going to the likes of Melton, is that shed environment. I know training at Bendigo, and you can trial at Maryborough, and the likes. We can take horses over to Shepparton's shed, and it's a massive shed, and our horses will still go well. Like when they go to Melton, they have a second look at it as well. It's one of the advantages of constantly trialling at Shep. She's used to that shed environment.
Yeah, she's had probably 3 trials at Shep. I think she might have had one at Kilmore during COVID early on. Yeah.
Rightio. Rest of the team, what else have we got going? Because they're flying. You might as well, you've got to pump them up. And actually, you guys also did a great thing for the harness charity too. So, rest of the team firstly.
Okay. Yarrawonga Lassie ran second on Friday at Kilmore. Super effort. Probably, definitely will take a lot of improvement from the run. She's had quite a few little health challenges lately that have held us up, but hopefully she's back on track, and we were really happy with her on Friday.
Yep.
So she'll just have a couple more starts and then head into the side, all going well.
Yep.
We've got 2 2-year-olds ready to go to the runaround. Really like one of those. The gelding probably is more forward than the filly. She's got a few little gait issues, but they both go really well.
What are they by?
The gelding's by Rock and Roll Dance, and the filly's by 4-Star Shark.
Technically, I know these things, but I'm trying to tell people at the other end, just so you think I do listen to you from time to time. Sorry. And?
Another little horse we bought from New Zealand recently. She's ready to have a trial. Little Better Delight mare. Working really well. Really happy with her. She's put a lot of weight on since she got here. I think you saw her when she's been here probably 24 hours, so you wouldn't recognise her now.
Yep.
Yeah, working really well. So she's off this week. She's got a whole bunch of owners in her that are pretty excited. So that'll be good. And
you like... sorry. You keep going.
There's another 2-year-old filly there ready to trial. What else are we doing? A couple of babies. So they're next year's 2-year-olds. They both go around nice, and they are the Harness Charity Challenge horses.
2. So you ended up doing 2. So for those who aren't aware on Twitter, if you're watching this on Twitter, Azza is Aaron, your better half, and midway through...
Better half?
Yeah, better half. But halfway through...
No.
Halfway through, I'm sticking to it. He's bigger than you. Trust me, if I don't say it that way, he'll hurt me when I see him next. Halfway through the harness charity, you guys offered up a couple of shares to help raise a little bit of coin for the harness charity that was run last month, and just tell people at home about that.
So there are 2 rising 2-year-old geldings. One's a Better Than Cheddar out of Sale Fair, who's from the family of horses like Illawong Maestro and Bonsall Benjamin, You Betcha. He's actually a 3/4 brother, effectively, to You Betcha. And the other horse is a horse that we passed in at this year's APG sale. He's a Rock and Roll Dance out of Aldeburgh Bromac, so he's half brother to Group 1 winner Jasper Bella Beach. He's also a full brother to the 2-year-old that I've got ready to go to the runaround.
Yep.
So yeah, they're both been broken in, had a little break, and they're back having a bowl around now, doing a good job.
And you gave up some shares in those to help raise a little bit of money? 10%
in each one.
Yep.
And try to get people to the sport.
Yep. Yep, which I think a lot of us are trying to do. It's a hard slog. We need more people. I think owners can start getting back maybe Saturday night, I think, at least to be able to go and watch some of their Group 1 races. So that part's good, but to try and keep people involved in the sport. You're at Avenel, and your father used to train horses as well, but you're pretty much a lifelong person in the sport. You're from Tasmania, I think, originally.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. You're not going to say much.
Well, Dad had horses right from when I was born.
Yep. Yeah, and you've always been in them. You also do rug repairs, and you make plenty of head stalls. Anyone out there looking for a Christmas present for someone and they can't come up with one, give Neats a ring and she'll look after you with some sensational head stalls.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
You're not going to give me a lot else, are you?
I've got a time for those at the moment.
Neats, thank you very much. I think what you and Oz are doing is terrific, and one, hats off. You've got 2 horses in the in the final, the Breeders' Crown final. I think your trotter is a really, really live chance. I think the barrier draw actually helps you a little bit too, because you're out wide and you can, I suppose, assess what happens underneath you, I suppose, and work it out from there. But yeah, I think you've got a great chance with both.
Yeah, hopefully from 7 she's sort of not in any trouble and she won't feel any pressure early. You know, you won't feel any force to push her out of the gate or anything. You can just sort of come out of the gate under your own steam and assess from there, I think. I think it will actually be a good spot for her.
Absolutely. Juanita Breen, thank you very much for joining Campbell's comments, and good luck on Saturday night, and well done to you taking 2 horses down to a Group 1. And like I said, both got a great chance. I think the trotter's got a really, really good chance, and I think all the best.
Thank you.